This is Tapestry, a presentation of CHFI.
Why, you're nothing but a great big coward.
You're right, I am a coward. Look at the circles under my eyes. I haven't slept in weeks.
Why don't you try counting sheep?
That doesn't do any good. I'm afraid of them.
How calmly does the orange branch observe the sky begin to blanch without a cry, without a prayer, with no betrayal of despair. Oh, courage! Could you not as well select a second place to dwell? Not only in that golden tree, but in the frightened heart of me. The youth would have liked to have discovered another who suspected himself of cowardice. A sympathetic comparison of mental notes would have been a joy to him. He occasionally tried to fathom a comrade with seductive sentences. He looked about to find men in the proper mood. All attempts failed to bring forth any statement which looked in any way like a confession to those doubts which he privately acknowledged in himself. He was afraid to make an open declaration of his concern because he dreaded to place some unscrupulous confidant upon the high plane of the unconfessed, from which elevation he could be derided. In regard to his companions, his mind wavered between two opinions according to his mood. Sometimes he inclined to believe them all heroes. In fact, he usually admitted in secret the superior development of the higher qualities in others. He could conceive of men going very insignificantly about the world, bearing a load of courage unseen, and although he had known many of his comrades through boyhood, he began to fear that his judgment of them had been blind. Then, in other moments, he flouted these theories and assured himself that his fellows were all privately wondering and quaking. His emotions made him feel strange in the presence of men who talked excitedly of a prospective battle, as of a drama they were about to witness, with nothing but eagerness and curiosity apparent in their faces. It was often that he suspected them to be liars. "Keep warm, old man," the boy said. "Remember, we are trying to fish in September." "Ah, the month when the great fish come," the old man said. "Anyone can be a fisherman in May." In bygone times, the nightingale did not sing at night. He had a sweet little thread of voice that he skillfully employed from morn to night with the coming of spring. He awoke with his comrades in the blue-grey dawn, and their flustered awakening startled the cockchafers sleeping on the underside of the lilac leaves. He went to bed promptly at 7 o'clock, or 7:30, no matter where, and slept solidly until morning. One night, in the springtime, he went to sleep while perched on a young vine shoot. While he slept, the vine's gimlet feelers, those imperious and clinging tendrils with sharp taste, like that of fresh sorrel, acts as a stimulant and slacks the thirst, began to grow so thickly during the night that the bird woke up to find himself bound fast, his feet hobbled, his wings powerless. He thought he would die, but by struggling, he managed after a great effort to liberate himself, and throughout the spring he swore never to sleep again, not until the tendrils of the vine had stopped growing. From the next night onward he sang to keep himself awake. "As long as the vine shoots grow, I will sleep no more. As long as the vine shoots grow, I will sleep no more." He varied his theme, embellishing it with vocalizations, became infatuated with his voice, became that wildly passionate and palpitating songster that one listens to with the unbearable longing to see him sing. I have seen a nightingale singing in the moonlight, a free nightingale that did not know he was being spied upon. He interrupts himself at times, his head inclined, as if listening within himself to the prolongation of a note that has died down. Then, swelling his throat, he takes up his song again with all his might, his head thrown back, the picture of amorous despair. He sings just to sing. He sings such lovely things that he does not know anymore what they were meant to say. But I can still hear, through the golden notes, the melancholy piping of a flute, the quivering and crystalline trills, the clear and vigorous cries. I can still hear the first innocent and frightened song of the nightingale caught in the tendrils of the vine, as long as the vine shoots grow. Imperious, clinging, the tendrils of a bitter vine shackled me in my springtime while I slept a happy sleep, without misgivings. But with a frightened lunge, I broke all those twisted threads that were already embedded in my flesh, and I fled. When the torpor of a new night of honey weighed on my eyelids, I feared the tendrils of the vine, and I uttered a loud lament that revealed my voice to me. All alone after a wakeful night, I now observe the morose and voluptuous morning star rise above me, and, to keep from falling again into a happy sleep, in the treacherous springtime when the blossoms gnarl vine, I listen to the sound of my voice. Sometimes I feverishly cry out what one customarily suppresses or whispers very low. Then my voice dies down to a murmur, because I dare not go on. I want to tell everything I know, all my thoughts, all my surmises, everything that enchants or hurts or astounds me. But always, toward the dawn of this resonant night, a wise, cool hand is laid across my mouth, and my cry, which had been passionately raised, subsides into moderate verbiage, the loquacity of the child who talks aloud to reassure himself and allay his fears. I no longer enjoy a happy sleep, but I no longer fear the tendrils of the vine. Courage, considered in itself or without reference to its causes, is no virtue and deserves no esteem. It is found in the best and the worst, and is to be judged according to the qualities from which it springs and with which it is conjoined. I would define true courage to be a perfect sensibility of the measure of danger and a mental willingness to endure it.